I'm not good enough, not smart enough. Someone else could probably do it better than I can. Sounds familiar? Well, regardless of whether you're just starting to think about wanting to do something for the community, or whether you are someone with multiple accolades to your name, these haunting words are never far behind, and trust me, you're not the only one. So today I want to share with you my story of how I got to where I am, but also I want to give really practical tips on how to keep that annoying little voice silent enough for you to get started. So I grew up in Asia, and it was a very competitive environment. And I would say that there is only this one path of success, and anyone that goes outside of that, gets looked down upon. So I would say I was a pretty average kid growing up. I worked hard, but so did everybody else. And I honestly didn't believe that I could amount to anything of significance, much less pursue a leadership path. So fast forward a few years, and I migrated to New Zealand when I was 15. Because I was a little bit aimless with my future, I got swept along the hype of applying to medical school. Spoiler alert, I didn't get in. And that was okay, because it was what forced me to really start thinking about doing stuff outside of school. So at the age of 21, I joined a local health board, and I loved it. And I felt like I was helping my community, and from then on, I was hooked. But my point is, you don't have to be amazing from the beginning. You don't have to know everything. So 2 years on, I got into medical school, and I would feel extremely insecure and constantly question my place in it. My class average was an A, and I was a B student. So it really made me quite disillusioned, because I worked really hard to get this goal, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. So through it, I really figured out what I wanted to do, and really it helped me find out what I was good at, because it ain't medical school, but what it was governance. So which brings me to this slide here, which I think is really powerful in showing the intersection of what will give you meaning and what are your values, and help you really challenge the need to follow traditional expectations of success. So your next question would then be, why should I care about governance, Angela? Why is it important for young people to get involved in decision making? And or more broadly, diversity to speak of on boards. And what I mean by that is gender, class, race, and religion, just to name a few. And while today's global problems are a manifestation of decisions made by a small group of people, what do you expect when most boards are your classic pale, male, and stale? And with their limited point of view, they come up with decisions that would benefit them, but none of the future consequences. And this is a future that we're going to be living in. So either you take a hand in shaping that future, or it's going to be done for you and to you. And I know what I would rather pick. So here are some pretty sobering statistics. A third of our New Zealand population is under the age of 25. And yet when I was trying to look for statistics of young people getting involved in governance, it was pretty hard to come by. So in 2010, there was this 2010 UK Charity Commission report that showed that out of 890,000 trustees, less than 1% was under the age of 25. So instead, I shall show you statistics of women who are involved in boards globally. So in 2016, Deloitte published out of 6,000 global companies, it showed only 12% of board seats went to women. And at 17%, New Zealand still has quite a way to go to achieve gender parity. So what's the reason behind that? Well, it's just the same stuff that the research has shown and what my girlfriends and I talk about, which is we're not going to put our hands up unless we're 100% sure that we're going to get the job. Or someone tells us we're going to be great for this position and we don't see it ourselves. And so whichever the mechanism at play, or whether you're a woman or not, these are personal traps that we have all fallen through. And my belief it's important to stretch yourself a little and learn as you go. You don't have to know all the answers straight away. Trust me. Fake it till you make it got me onto this stage. But of course, my research in health inequality has shown that much as you take full responsibility for tackling those barriers, there is still very much an institutionalized legal, social, and economical bias that created the inequality in the first place. And so we must take parallel efforts to tackle these too. So having said that, I am probably an example of someone who continues to face the glass ceiling as a woman, the bamboo ceiling as an Asian. I'm sure none of you heard of that one before. And just having my contributions discounted because I'm young or of my age, which apparently is a proxy for life experience. But I have also had many circumstances where I have been able to overcome that. So yes, we must keep raising awareness about them, but you shouldn't let yourself be defined by them. And it's my difference that really set me apart in a good way. Which comes to the point of me sharing my practical tips. So here's practical tip number 1. One of the things I've learned that's really important is around being self-aware and reflection. So I mostly do that through journaling. It's what helped me learn and grow through those tough times I mentioned about, but also it was what helps me become a better doctor. And it is through that I've learned about myself and about what my story is, what my unique value add is, and really turns the perspective around celebrating your difference instead of trying to be someone else and losing your authenticity. So because I've done the first step of figuring out what I was good at and what I was interested in, I was able to build a portfolio career in the last 5 years, even through medical school. It was hugely fulfilling, and some of the stuff that I did was sitting on a health IT board, being involved with a not-for-profit that's about empowering young women, as well as attending leadership development programs. So why is that important? It's because I find that through having those wide interests and knowledge, it is what helps me be more adaptable and when coming up with solutions and ideas. So of course, a portfolio career is not for everyone for a variety of reasons, so I strongly encourage you to read or travel to get the same experience. The other perk of getting a wide experience is it grows your network. So through this, I've been able to really have a diverse set of networks. And so why is that important to getting on boards? Well, 70% of board recruitment is not advertised, and up to a third of them only use personal networks. And so the other major benefit of having a strong network is it helps you find support in like-minded individuals. And so I find that wanting to be on board and wanting to make an impact in the causes that I care about can often be isolating. And so I'd encourage you to find a supportive network, especially this weekend, because it's what had helped me from giving up. And considering we're all really busy, use social media as a way of keeping meaningful connections, even with international networks. And your network will also serve as an important source of finding mentors. And mentors are really crucial as what has helped me have the doors open that would otherwise not exist because they saw the potential in me and gave me the chance to prove it. And just before I end, I want to put in perspective that the fact that we're in this room already means that we're privileged. To me, the future of governance is that we want to have a more accurate representation of the society we live in, and that the decisions that are being made would highlight the courage that leaders need to take to dismantle the very structures that enhances their privilege so that others can have a bigger share of the pie, and grow this pie overall so that nobody loses out, because that's what the fight against inequality is about. Because each instance of inequality is an intersection of issues of gender, age, class, religion, just to name a few. And often these people that are excluded are not in the personal networks of those that are powerful in making the decisions. So finally, there is no big secret. Trust me, even Harvard professors don't have the answers to the complex challenges that we face today. So my simple advice would just be this. Remember, we are the future. We are powerful agents of change. We're active citizens locally and globally. And most importantly, we care. So what are you waiting for? Thank you.